The Boogaloo boys love to go town to town, heavily armed, pretending as if they're doing something substantive for society, when in reality, everyone just wants them to go back to their mother's basement. One brave man in Ann Arbor, Michigan, though, wasn't having it once he saw their long guns and decided to confront them about it. I'll tell you why the Boogaloo boys were in Ann Arbor when we come back after this amazing video.
I don't want to be here. I do not want to be here.
This is a peaceful community.
I've been telling people all day.
We don't need this.
You're right.
We've been through a pandemic. We've lost thousands. Get your guns out of here, man.
These are still killing people. Is it okay for them to kill people with guns?
No, it's not.
Then that's why we're
you either, you guys.
We're not killing anyone. I've never raised
You are not the police. You're a militia. You're not
citizens.
No. The law is they are in charge, not you.
No.
Get the out of our town.
We the people are in charge.
No, you're not. Read the law, man.
Read the Constitution.
I read it, dude. I've lived it. Man. I have done it. Every day.
We're here for a member of your society who is wrong.
I don't give a
You don't give a
No, I know what I care about. I care about the children of this town.
So do I. I don't
want them around goddamn guns. Unless they're in season now.
Armed men.
Seriously, man.
Those police put every child within gunshot range of that house at risk. Those police officers did that. Not Omar, not anyone else. Those police officers nearly killed plenty of innocent people for no reason. I never.
Were you guys part of that thing in Washington?
Oh God, no. The Trumpers.
Who knew that Gilligan had balls of steel? No, I love that. Like, first of all, I love it, although be careful because who knows what these people would do, right? I'm glad that they didn't actually use those weapons. And I apologize for the Gilligan reference. I just really like that guy's hat. But with that said, why were they there? Why were they protesting? What led to this? So the Boogaloo boys were protesting the fact that a resident of that area has been imprisoned after a 36-hour standoff with cops. In fact, he even fired rounds at the cops during this 36-hour standoff with the authorities. And so he was arrested. He is in jail right now. His name is Omar Shafi, and they want him released immediately. They want him released. That's what this is about. His parents had called the cops because he was having some sort of dangerous mental breakdown. He's heavily armed, lots of weapons in the house. So a SWAT team was called to safely get the parents out of the house. Luckily, they were able to do that, but they couldn't get Shafi out of the house. And so that's what led to a 36-hour standoff. Shots were fired. Luckily, based on what I've read, no one was actually physically harmed. And the authorities were able to put this guy in handcuffs and put him in custody. And so the Boogaloo boys were there in front of the Ann Arbor, City Hall building in an attempt to convince officials to release this guy from prison. So that's what led to this whole situation, Francesca.
That is insane. I was just screaming. That's why I had to mute myself. I don't know, is he a Boogaloo boy or you're just defending a dude who is armed to the teeth and threatening his family? And you're like, no, we should shoot at cops. That's what's good about this, right? Like, again, let's actually talk about who the real danger in this country is. These far right militias and these extremists, not Black Lives Matter protesters who are somehow assigned all of the qualities of far right extremist organizations, except they don't have the long guns. They're not defending like unhinged folks who are just shooting off rounds at police officers. They're the ones who have killed police officers, the Boogaloo boys, that is. So I love Gilligan though. I mean, sorry, now we're calling Gilligan. His hat is dope. Like, yes, it's great. It's like to be able to command that amount of respect in a Gilligan, in the like, I am just having a chill Saturday.
Totally. I'm so glad you get it because I just felt like his hat was the extra, like it was the cherry on top. Like this guy is so, like he's courageous. I don't think, because he's obviously not, he doesn't look like he's armed. And he's walking up to these heavily armed individuals who have, not them specifically, but the Boogaloo boys have gotten into a lot of trouble in the past because of these ambush assassinations of cops in California. That's happened. So if I knew that they were Boogaloo boys, with their incredibly cheesy Hawaiian t-shirts and those long guns, I would probably think twice before approaching them. But this guy's like, no, I want them out of my community. This is not cute, go. And he does it while wearing that awesome hat. Like, I just love everything about this guy. He's super brave.
I mean, it's white. It's white privilege used for the best. It's white male privilege used in the best way possible. He's a big guy. He's being very aggro. I definitely would. They would not respond to either of us in the same way. But I like how he's like, "This is Ann Arbor. We wear these hats. We're hanging. We're chilling. Nothing's going on." And then you have this kid who's what? He's like, an 18-year-old kid trying to explain to him, and no one else has anything to say because the guy is just reading them, up and down, just destroying their entire bizarre cosplay world that they live in. And I wish we had that happening. Look, it's all online right now, right? It's all online, and then you see in the light of day, and you're just like, you guys are ridiculous. You are the threat to this community, and you have killed people, like in Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look, obviously these guys, they feel this sense of purpose. Much like other gang members, right? Like when you learn about gangs and why people join gangs, it's because they're looking for community. It gives them a sense of purpose. Not the best way to find community or feel a sense of purpose. Clearly, it could lead you down dangerous and criminal paths. But clearly, they think that they're doing something positive for society because they're under the impression that this guy who had a 36-hour-long standoff with a SWAT team and opened fire on them, that he's the victim here, and that this is nothing more than some sort of conspiracy to do away with his Second Amendment rights. Because that's what's happening. There's a bunch of government officials in smoke-filled rooms, and they're like, hey, what can we do to screw over this Omar Shafi guy? Like, no one knows who he is and no one's talking about him, but we need to find a way to take his guns away specifically. Yeah, because that's what's happening. Guys, go to school. Find a passion, find a hobby. Like, there's a great world out there. Like, just put the guns away. It's leading you down a terrible path, and you could be in prison, just like your friend Shafi, if you keep on with this madness. And for the guy with the Gilligan hat, you are brave. Please be careful. And you've inspired me. I might buy that hat. I love it.
Yeah, and anyway. Just final, you don't look cool or dangerous or attractive, all right? Two straight women, like in the Gilligan hat guy. That tells you something about how you come off. I didn't mean to go there. I don't want to make it about sexuality and how you look, but we don't think it's not a good look. Not a way to get the ladies. Not a way, unless, because I'm sure there's an incel Venn diagram here. Don't lie.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.